recording, and we are going live in 5, 4, 3, 2. We're live.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. It is currently 8 a.m. like normal. It is 51 degrees outside. It's a cool 51 degrees, though, so it's not, like, overly warm. But, like, again, it's not cold either. So, we have a high of 80 today, which is a record high for this time of year. So, congratulations to the weather for being so kind to us. Like, I can't wait to walk around and goof around in this warm weather after work today. It's going to be nice. So, with that being said, traffic conditions are pretty steady into Tulsa. It was standstill a little bit earlier when I drove in here about 7:30, but right now it's flowing pretty decent into Tulsa, so your commute shouldn't be too bad. Now, with that being said, upcoming events in the Owasso area, what have we got, Chad?
I'm still trying to pull that up right now. I just ran a restart, so give me 1 second here. Let me type in. Well, so I'm pretty sure from last week we only have a pastries and perks on the Owasso chamber side. So
Cool.
that's really about it. I said unless Owassoisms has posted anything new, but other than that, I think we're pretty much good on events as of right now. So I'll let you get back to what you were about to talk about, and I'll let you know what date that is here in just a second.
Yeah, kind of speaking of Owassoisms, gosh, there's been a lot of hate going around right now. It's kind of wild about that young girl that has recently passed away. Like, all Owassoisms has done is just repost police video and repost confirmed information through autopsy reports and things like that. So I don't know what all the hate about Owassoisms for. Like, I mean, they're just a aggregate site where people can post their comments and opinions on it. And like I said, so maybe the hate's directed at individuals who are commenting on Owassoism's post, but I don't know why she or Owassoisms in general would be getting the hate. They're just relaying the news. So it's just very odd that,
Yeah.
like, if you think you're a good person, you think you're a magnanimous person, what are you doing threatening people? If you're the good guy, if you're standing up for the oppressed and the marginalized, like, threatening people is not the way to go about it, especially people who are just republishing the news. So I really don't understand what all the hate in the LGBTQ trans community is all about. Like, I don't understand it one bit. Just a lot of hateful, spiteful people out there that don't understand what's going on and don't really care. They just want to be angry, and they're directing their anger at the wrong people.
That's right. Okay. On that Owasso chamber page, I've got pastries and perks. That's the only thing that's this week, and it's on April 28th. I'm sorry, not April. On February 28th, and it's at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And again, that's pastries and perks.
Okay.
And then Owassoisms, like I said, has nothing on its calendar until March again. So if something else pops up just randomly, like that Veterans of Foreign War breakfast this last weekend, I'll let you know.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's so Wednesday, the pastries and
Perks,
perks.
correct.
So
At 8 to 9.
8 to 9. So be advised, Wednesday, if you want to go do that, be involved with the Owasso Chamber. It's definitely a good thing to be a part of. Now, with that being said, that's about all we got going on locally. Nationally, some interesting stuff has happened. So last week, a Harvard College professor he posted a survey about racial policing and racial. Well, we'll just put it this way. So, effectively, it turns out in his studies, he was expecting to find that the African American community or black folks would be shot more frequently in police exchanges than other races. Well, comes to find out that there is absolutely zero inequality or zero disparities between police shootings between races. And then what even shocked him more is whenever there were shootings that were racially motivated and the communities, particularly the black community, had weaponized their narrative against the police about crime and unintentional deaths went up 1,000%. So that's what you get. So when you go looking for racism, you find it everywhere because you just assume you're going to find it. But this guy actually put together a scientific study, and this man, he's a black college professor. His name was Roland something. Oh, hold on, it is Roland Fryer. Roland Fryer, college Harvard professor, and he repeated the study like 8 more times just to be sure because he was so certain that his findings were wrong. He did it 3 more times with multiple people and multiple groups, and every time it came out exactly the same. So when he published the findings, like all his associates in the collegiate world were like, "We agree with the first half of your study that police are overly aggressive with black folks in like when it comes to physical contact. However, again, they were mad about the second half of it when it came to the shooting. They were like, "That's not right. That's not right." And he goes, so when he put out this study, he got an email back immediately from groups, and they said, "Your findings are wrong. You're wrong." And he's like, "Well, I just sent it out like a minute ago. You read the entire thing in 2 minutes?"
Mm-hmm.
So basically, people are reading the conclusions, not reading the SAT and the data and the surveys, and they're not reading the scientific data, and they're coming to their conclusion. They go, "No, it's got to be wrong. You did something wrong," without even seeing what his methods were. They weren't studying his methodology.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's so scary. Like all these groups, like the NAACP and all these ADL groups, like they're coming out and they're just assuming that they're correct in their worldview, and they don't care what anyone puts together, especially when it comes to data and results. So it's scary precedent. It's a lot like what we're talking about, the LGBTQ stuff. Like they're just assuming that they're the most oppressed group in the world, and that's their conclusion, but they're not looking at the data. They're not looking at how the methodologies of how it's collected. They're just going, "Well, we feel oppressed, therefore we are." It's scary stuff. That the fact that his associates at Harvard were like, "Don't pub this. Do not publish this." They told him that, and he was like, "Why?" He's like, "We're men of science. Like this is what we do." And then when the results aren't what they want the result to be or what they expect the results to be, they're like, "Don't do it. Don't do it." Scary times we live in when, like I said, this is why people on the right don't trust higher education, why they don't trust the public school systems, why they don't trust higher learning institutions, because they're so egregiously political now that the truth be damned.
The truth hurts them.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is painful. Just ignore the truth.
Yes. So that's what's so scary. And like I said, this is no different than like the LGBTQ trans issues right now. Like we feel oppressed, therefore we are righteous and we are right. And anybody that says anything different or any research or studies that come up against us are clearly wrong and we're biased and the methodologies are wrong. So again, this is a Harvard, and then he lived under police protection. How ironic is that? Like he was assuming that black people were more oppressed by the police, and then when he posted his findings, he had to be protected by the police for like 4 months. That's wild stuff, folks.
Yep.
So if you have faith in the higher learning institutions, you have faith in the systems, then you got to be careful because people are corrupt. I mean, we are.
Well,
we're not infallible.
That's what we just talked about with the Owassoisms issue right now. Is all they did was post information, and they're getting death threats and violent and just vitriolic emails constantly. They're getting hammered with them right now. It's like, what's the deal? I said all they did was post the information that was seen. That's readily available. All she did was post it to her page so that way it had more access, more eyes on it. And that's wrong for some reason.
Yeah, and I was reading some posts from people I went to college with and stuff today, and it's breathtaking how people don't understand the problem. Like it's what you were talking about. It's like going, we can't stop bullying. It's like trying to catch the wind. Like this kid, one of these kids I went to college with made a post and goes, "This is egregious. We should all be on the same page. We should stop bullying altogether." It's like, how do you stop bullying? Mm-hmm. Even if you legislate against it. It's like we outlawed alcohol. That prohibition didn't work. It's like you outlaw bullying. Okay, cool. So the kids can get and what constitutes bullying is going to be up to interpretation. Like it's going to be up to the kid. Like any kid that feels like that, and especially now with this bubble wrapped generation of kids we're bringing up, like anything that like I said, the truth, like the example with this college professor, this Harvard professor, the truth hurt these people that hurt the community that this people was trying. He was trying to do this survey, and it hurt when he put the truth out. It hurt all these people who benefit from the truth being what they want it to be. Mm-hmm. So, what's going to happen when it's kids? Oh, I didn't win first place trophy. That's bullying. I'm not the fastest kid in school. I'm not the most popular kid in school. That's bullying. Everyone, it's like they are. And what's funny is one of the kids that I was following, like they escaped communism, and it's like, and now it's like the kids are, the father's anti-communism, the kids are like pro-com. We have to make it all fair and nice for everybody. It's like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. You're arguing for the systems your family escaped from.
Well, it's getting back to like the free speech is like it's not free. It's not just free speech. Everyone just cuts down the First Amendment to free speech, which it's freedom to
associate.
It's freedom to assemble and associate. So that also gives you the freedom to disassociate with people that you disagree with.
Yeah.
Also, they said that's the part of it that they don't realize. So, and kids are like that. I mean, said you don't understand. I mean, I said, go to the lowest common denominator. If you want to see how the world really works, you go to the lowest common denominator. See how prisons work.
Yeah.
Schools and prisons. You want to see how the world works, watch schools and prisons. Kids and prisoners literally congregate in their own groups. I'm not saying that it's right, and I'm not saying that, it should be that way, but you literally, it breaks itself up. I said a prison population literally breaks itself up in a racial dichotomy. Like I said, each group will hang out with their own group and stuff like that. That's just how the world is. It's very weird. It's a very strange thing that we're seeing, that people are trying to teach teach away years of evolution and understanding. It's very odd. It's just very odd.
Yeah, folks, there's expectations versus reality is the best. And the problem when people can't mitigate their expectations with what reality is, they have a hard time coping. It's the same thing with kids in school. It's like, this is how it's supposed to be. It's like, no. I mean, life is a cruel teacher. So, I mean, it's the same with even us in the OCS environment. We have one guy in our class that, he's like, this is the way it's supposed to be. And it's like, yeah, I get it. You're going by the book. But like I said, there's the book, and then there's the reality of the situation on the ground here. And if you want everything to look exactly the way it does in the book or how it sounds in the SOP, then that's a perfect world scenario. Life's going to throw crap at you that's not in the SOP. Life's going to throw stuff at you that's not in the book. And you just going to have to figure out how to react to it the best way you can. I said, I don't understand why people think that they can bubble wrap society, how they think that they can outlaw bullying. That's a basic human interaction. And like I said, for some of us, like I said, for a lot of guys, bullying is how we bond. It's how we cope. It's how we build camaraderie amongst ourselves. Like, I mean, to girls, it looks alien. Like I said, with women, it's all about manipulation and wrecking social standings and stuff, influence. So, like with guys, like I said, physical conflict can be resolved, and if two dudes come to the understanding, it's like, you know what, we both hurt each other, and I've seen guys fight and become best friends afterwards.
That's how I became best friends with Case.
So it's very odd how that works. But like I said, when it comes to girls, like I said, girls, there's no forgiveness amongst females. Like they like if you've stepped on a female's toes, I mean, unless they have like a come to Jesus moment where it's like, I was wrong and I forgive you, but I mean, even that's rare. So anecdotal, obviously, but I've never met any girls that have really ever forgiven each other for being in fistfights or jarring conflicts. So it's it's interesting how the difference between male and female dynamic, where guys seem to be a little bit more. Women want to delegate magnanimism, or be magnanimous with stuff until it affects their own kids. It's like they want equity outcomes for everybody until it's their kid or something along those lines. With guys, it's like we understand that equity is not because we just understand how it works in the social standings,
Well, yeah, getting to that is
we're talking on
what we're going into Jordan Peterson territory again, talking about said there's a threat with men. There's a reason why men's altercation, like vocal altercations, don't have a certain tendency of boundary to them because there's a threat of physical violence if you if you're in between your two narrows and you step out, it's going to result into violence. So you have to, there's a margin of error that you have. And guys know that because like I said, guys can attack just at any moment. I said, okay, now you've crossed the line. Said that doesn't exist for girls nearly as much as what seems. Like I said, and when it does, as we saw, it's like it's way more vicious with females than it is with dudes.
Yeah.
The dude will punch you and then walk away like, I don't like you. Punch you, walk away, and just like, that's it.
Yeah.
Said whereas I don't know. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah. Shooting from the hip here, folks, but I just don't understand how anybody thinks they could feel justified threatening people. Like I said, the college professor. Why do you feel justified threatening when all he did was publish a study that has methodology to it and has reasonable results? You don't like the results, so you threaten them with violence. Same with the Owassoisms. You don't like them posting the facts. You don't like them posting, again, and it's just police footage. Like I said in the footage, I said, yeah, they didn't call the police, but and people are weaponizing that against the school. It's like, hey, they should have filed a police report right then and there. Yes. Should the school have? Yes. But could it be that the school was trying to protect both individual students from having a police record so they don't have to deal with that when they apply to college? Because, I mean, both students were like, unfortunately for the people who are on the side of this girl, she did, obviously these other girls were talking smack and bullying, but she started the conflict with the pouring of the water, as the police officer let her know in the video, goes, you were the instigator in the scenario. You might not have started it, but you started the physical altercation part of it.
Yep.
And she would have been the one with the police report, and it would have followed her, not the other girls. Now, the other girls, they would have had the self-defense argument. Regardless, I was sure they shouldn't have been talking mean, but it is what it is now.
Yeah.
And it can't be taken back. And they're kids. They're kids. They're learning how to navigate the world in social situations.
Yeah. And we're not talking, again, that this is 18, 17, 18. Like I said, this was
freshmen
and sophomores, which means 15, 16.
Yeah. I mean, it could be anywhere from 13 to 16, unless some kids got held back, in which case they could be way older. But even then, it's anywhere from 13 to 16 years old. Kids making mistakes.
I think it's 14, but
yeah. But like I said, and then you have these people coming in and weaponizing. It's like, we want blood, we want heads to roll. It's like the school's trying to protect these kids from
people just like this.
Yeah, people just like this. But they're also trying to protect their police records. Like, I mean, like, oh, you have a police record when you sign up for college. That's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, the school was really attempting to do them a favor by doing that. And everyone's going, this was a conspiracy theory. The school's covering it up. It's like, no. Maybe you should look at it from this perspective. They were trying to protect the kids so they didn't have to have a police report following them when they sign up for college in a couple of years. Good Lord. It's just crazy. It's all nonsense, folks. And people think that they're morally justified in their outrage and their ridiculous takes. But yeah, that's kind of all we got going on for today. We kind of went off on a tangent. We had a couple other subjects that Chad wanted to talk about. We can save those for tomorrow. It's not like anything's changing dramatically. But again, it's amazing how you can just track the parallels between the truth and reality and how groups of people who say that they are marginalized feel, and they weaponize their rage even in the face of the truth or in the cold face of reality. The world's not perfect. We can't make a heaven on earth, folks, you know. But I mean, like I said, since a lot of these folks come from a very atheistic kind of worldview, oh, woe is me, God doesn't love me type stuff, they're trying to make paradise has to be created here on earth because there's nothing for them in the afterlife. And I understand that. Like, I mean, it sucks.
Yeah. Try to make the perfect world here while you can versus, you know, your ideal version of the world here has to be it because you have to make heaven here because there is no afterlife.
Yeah.
Thing.
So
it's wild.
I understand, especially for you guys who don't believe in anything after this. I know it sucks, but I mean, life is cruel. It's harsh. The only thing you can do is teach people how to bounce back as positive as they can despite all the trials and tribulations of it all. And there's no point feeling woe is me and the world's out to get me when people are just people. If they don't want to associate with you, you're going to have different disagreements. People are going to make fun of the way you dress, you walk. That cannot be mitigated. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Even if you legislate it away, it's still not going to happen.
No. We've learned that if they make a law against something, someone will just
use it in a way you didn't expect.
Circumvent the law.
Circumvent the law, or they'll use the law in a way you didn't expect. I mean, what you're arguing for is, well, now everybody's going to have to wear the same uniform to school every day. Boys and girls wearing slacks and a collared shirt, period. There is no yoga pants, jeans. I mean, they'll get Army PT gear for if they have gym classes and stuff.
That's literally coming into it. I mean, that's literally, it said kids got bullied for what they wore to school.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that you can't, a school uniform is the only thing that's going to dictate that. And even then, your uniform's dirty or it's all wrinkled.
Or you smell bad. Did you not wash your clothes? Like, that's what it's going to be like that. There's
always a way so you can't change people's attitudes. You can change what they wear, you can change how they look, but you can't change how they think, feel, or
how
behave.
And how they present themselves to the world, or how the world perceives them.
Yep.
Via the way they present themselves.
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to bully away someone who's ugly, someone who's handicapped, deformed, whatever the thing is? You can't get rid of those things. People are going to attack things that are different about people. They always have. That's how the human species operated since the beginning of time.
Yeah. So again, to recap, like I said, a black Harvard professor found that there are no racial disparities between police shootings.
And what was his name again? I'm sorry.
That was Roland
Ferry?
Roland Fryer.
That's it. Roland Fryer.
Roland Fryer.
Check out his video. I'll probably link a description to it when I get this uploaded to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then again, don't LGBTQ community, trans community, non-binary people, don't weaponize your outrage against the wrong people. Don't weaponize your outrage against these young girls who didn't even know the girl. Said, do you think they feel good about it now? No. Do you think they're ever going to say anything about somebody else again? Probably not. This is probably pretty traumatizing. More traumatizing for them than it is for the community that doesn't even know this kid.
Yeah. Community that didn't know about this girl or did not care for her at all until this happened.
2 days ago. Yeah. Or whatever, a week ago. But don't weaponize your outrage against the wrong people. Don't weaponize it against Owassoisms. Don't weaponize it against these girls.
Don't weaponize it against the school.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I guarantee you the school's on your side. They probably help facilitate a lot of this gender stuff. But again, like I said, it's like what Obama said, which I don't agree with. Never let a crisis go to waste. And that's what these people do.
Yep.
So with that being said, don't weaponize your rage against the wrong people is the most important thing. But I mean, again, the lie travels halfway around the world before the truth has time to put its shoes on. So,
Yep.
just remember that, folks. It's a sound piece of advice. Wait a week. Wait 2 weeks. Wait till everything comes out. Wait till the autopsy comes out. You know, can't be looking for somebody to punch, and then you find out you hit the wrong person, and then you're the bad guy still.
Truth.
So, with that being said, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Stay positive. Enjoy life. Look for the good. Don't look for the bad, because you'll always find reasons to look bad and be miserable. Stay positive. Be around your friends, family. Enjoy time with them. Do productive things. Be a productive member of society. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. This is the Twins with Owasso Live. We are signing off. God bless everyone out there.